Hey YouTube family, it's Sarah, LessOfSarah. Before I go into anything else, I just wanted to send my very best wishes to Heidi, Dee Dee's journey. Heidi unfortunately suffered a stroke a few days ago. For those of you who don't know her, Heidi is an amazing inspiration to me. She started her journey at 500 pounds plus. She's lost over 300 pounds. Heidi is a young woman. I think she's in her mid to late 20s. And so it was such a shock when I found out what had happened. And I know that she's apparently doing better, which is great, but I know that there is a long road to recovery ahead for her. And so if you could just keep her in your thoughts, send your positive healing vibes her way. If you pray, please say a prayer for her and for her recovery. And if you don't follow her, I suggest you check out her channel. I'll try and link below, and watch her videos and see what a vibrant, beautiful person she is. I know that she has lots of close friends here on YouTube, and we are all supporting her. So Heidi, if you're watching, all the best to you for a speedy recovery. We're all here behind you, supporting you and cheering you on. So today I actually wanted to make a follow-up video to my video from last week about weight loss surgery reality. This week has been a little bit better from a personal point of view. But I realized watching back that video that there were so many things I didn't talk about that have been going on, especially in that sort of mental and emotional space, that have really sort of come to the forefront in the last few weeks. And I definitely don't want to be making, downer videos that are just, negative or whiny or complaining. But I think we can't always make positive, uplifting, happy videos about how great our journey is, because sometimes it isn't great. It is challenging. It is hard. And I want those people who are, pre-op or considering surgery or even early post-op to understand that there is a cycle, just like everything else in life. There are seasons, and challenges come, and we need to share those challenges with each other so that we don't feel alone. So many times I've watched videos where people say, I think maybe I'm the only one who feels whatever it is. And but then in the comments, you'll see so many people comment and say, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know how you feel. So I guess for me, this is just a way of documenting my feelings so that other people who might be feeling the same way might find this video one day and might find it helpful to just know that they aren't alone. I wish that I had answers to how to make these things better. I don't. If you guys have answers, please share them with me. But I just wanted to share them with you so that you're not alone if you feel the same way. So some other things that I've noticed I've been feeling, and I had to make notes. One thing that I wasn't really an issue but has become one in the last couple of weeks is being jealous about food. And jealousy is the only sort of way that I can describe it. So previously to the past, let's say, couple of weeks, I could go out, I could sit with my family and eat, and it didn't really faze me. I, ate my food, they ate their food, and it was fine. The past few weeks, I've noticed that when I'm out with friends or eating with my family, that I got agitated because I can't eat what they're eating. It doesn't happen all the time. It definitely happens more if we're eating out. And it might be over the smallest thing. It might be like bread. Like we were at an Italian restaurant last night, my husband, one of my sons and I. My husband was eating bread. And I just wanted to reach across the table and slap him because I was jealous. I really wanted to eat bread. Let's face it, I could have eaten bread, but I didn't want to. Or at least deep down I didn't want to. But my mind wanted me to. My mind wanted me to eat bread and cheese and pasta and all the things that he was eating. And I had a perfectly good dinner of, I think I ordered a Philly cheesesteak and I just took it out of the bun and I had vegetables and, I ate my, maybe a quarter or a third of it, and that was it. But yeah, it just seems that I am in this funk now, and especially when we go out. And we don't go out very often, but sometimes social situations, you're traveling, whatever, you have to go out. So as much as I'd like to avoid going out, it is a reality for me. I'm usually out at least once a week, and I've never noticed that feeling before, and it just started happening, and I'm not really fond of it. I'll be honest. So there's that. A lot of the issues I've just recently started noticing are body related. And I'm not going to claim that I've never had body image issues in the past. But I think at a certain point, and once I got over a certain weight, I just started to disassociate myself. Like I would just look at myself from here up, and I wouldn't really pay attention to the chest down. I mean, I knew what I looked like, but I didn't really process it, I think. I tried to avoid having to look at myself. I would glance quickly in the mirror before I went out to make sure I looked okay, but that was about it. And now I spend a lot of time looking at myself for one reason or another. And I guess it's causing some issues for me because I don't see what I think I should see. And I know that I'm not the only person this happens to. And I never understood it pre-surgery, or even a few weeks ago. I never understood when people said, yeah, I've lost 100 pounds, but I don't see it. I still have fat days. I still look in the mirror and think, oh my God, I'm disgusting. I didn't understand how that was possible until it happened to me. People tell the story of picking up their clothes and looking at them and thinking they look too small and they're never going to fit in them. Totally has been happening to me the last couple of weeks, and I grab something new and I look at it and I think, I'm not going to fit in that, and I do, but it's because I am still mentally in my old body, not in my new body. And when I look in the mirror, some days I see a difference. And other days I don't see a difference at all. And for me, I think it is additionally challenging because my body has not actually changed in its shape. Pretty much everything about my body is exactly the same, just smaller. So it's much harder for me to actually see the changes because my proportions are the same. Except for my girls, which are yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. But other than that, and those getting smaller is not a positive to me. Everything else is pretty much in the same place-ish, but just a bit smaller. But it's just not obvious because my body hasn't really changed in the way that it looks. And of course, when I say that to people, they're like, you're crazy. You're way smaller. Don't you see it? I don't. Sometimes I will notice it in specific places. So the other day I was looking at my wrist and the bottom of my arm, and I looked down and I was like, oh, the first half of my arm, it's straight. It goes straight up from my wrist. That was never the case before. So I do notice it from time to time, but on a full body level, most days, I don't see a change. And actually, I feel like I look worse in some ways than I used to. After I had kids, I got this this upper belly, I guess you could call it. And it never went away. And it just looks gross. And it's actually worse now than it was before. Because I've lost weight in other places and not there. So it actually sticks out more. I never really had many people ask if I was pregnant. They always thought I was just really fat. But I look pregnant now. If I wear the wrong kind of shirt, I look pregnant because I have this upper belly and it's round. It's distressing to me right now, and I know that it will take a while for my body to change, and the place where you want the fat to go from first is the last place that it goes from, and I get all of that. I mentally understand it, but it is in competition with these other feelings that I have when I look in the mirror and I see myself. And that's something that I'm going to have to deal with for a long time and will probably just get worse. And again, it's something I know that happens to lots of people, but I just wanted to put it out there that it just started to happen to me now, and I'm not that fond of it. I definitely do have the good day, bad day thing. which a lot of people talk about. So some days I think, hey, I look pretty good, and other days I think I look like a cow. I think that's probably to be expected. It's also a challenge for me because I don't drop sizes quickly. I can pretty much still wear most of my old clothes. So I was probably really a 34, maybe even a 36, but I was squeezing into 30, 32s in things that were stretchy because I didn't want to have to go to a specialty store. I wanted to just stay at like Avenue or whatever. Most of my clothes came from Avenue at that point because, yeah. So I can still fit into a lot of those clothes. Not the pants so much, but the shirts and stuff, I can still wear them. They look baggy, but I mean, I can still wear them. I've gone shopping for new stuff, and the smallest thing I've bought, I think, was, a 26. And that, like in jeans, and those still fit snugly. So I haven't had that experience, even though I've lost 115 pounds, of dropping sizes rapidly. And in my mind, it's, again, hard to see that progress when you've only dropped like 2 sizes. It's tough. And I realize why that is. But that emotional part of me doesn't understand why, and doesn't, I guess, doesn't compute that I still have made immense progress since the beginning of this journey. So I think those are the things I'm struggling with as well right now. The food issue is, I think, somewhat minor. The body image issues definitely are more of a concern. I absolutely promised myself I was going to get therapy. I can't hurt from my point of view. Although I think of myself as a really self-aware person, I think therapy is a great option. So I have an appointment with my doctor next week for a 3-month checkup and blood work and all of that. And I'm going to speak with her. I want to see if I can find a therapist who specializes in eating disorders and body dysmorphia. I know there's probably no one, in our area that would specialize or even deal with bariatric patients, but I think that someone who is used to dealing with people with eating disorders and body dysmorphia at least has some idea of the type of issues that we're going through. So I'm hoping I'll be able to find a therapist that does have some experience with the sort of issues that I'm dealing with to help me through those things. But yeah, I wanted to share them with you guys so that if you are feeling that way, you are not alone. And I know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that all of this is normal and things that I need to work through to get to my ultimate goal. So I will see you guys on Friday. That will be my 15-week post-op update. I can't believe it. And hopefully I'll have good news for you then. Have a great day.